party. It was like a party. The cemetery was like a party. Was I curious about this holiday?
Yes, I was.
Yes, I was curious about
the
this holiday.
holiday.
Which holiday was I curious about?
The day of the dead. I was curious
the
about
day of the
day
dead.
of the dead.
I was curious about
the
the
day
day
of the
of
dead.
the dead. So I walked through the cemetery. There was also color in the sky because many kids were flying kites.
Also, colorful in the sky.
Where was the color?
Colorful
In the sky.
sky.
That's right, in the sky. Why was there color in the sky?
Because kids was flying kite.
Because kids were flying kites.
kites.
The kites. There was color in the sky because kids were flying kites. Who were flying kites?
Kids were flying
Kids.
kites.
Kids were flying kites.
Kites.
Was the sky colorful?
Yes.
Or was the sky gray?
The sky was colorful.
The sky was colorful.
Colorful.
What was colorful?
The sky.
The sky. Right. The sky was colorful. Why was the sky colorful?
Because kids were flying kites.
Kids were flying kites. What were the kids flying?
Flying kite.
Kites. That's right. The kids were flying kites. Where were they flying kites?
In the cemetery.
In the cemetery. The kids were flying kites
in the
cemetery.
Cemetery.
Who was flying kites in the cemetery?
Kids.
Kids
were flying
Children.
kites in the
Kids
cemetery.
were flying kites in the cemetery. Some families were having a picnic next to the graves. We, in the United States, don't do this. So some families were having a picnic next to the graves. They ate, they drank, and they chatted together. Did they eat?
Yes.
Yes, they ate. Who ate?
The family ate.
Families, right? Of course. Families ate. What did they eat?
They ate Guatemalan food.
They ate Guatemalan food.
Guatemalan food.
Food from Guatemala. The families ate Guatemalan food. Did they eat American food?
No, they ate.
They didn't eat American food. They ate Guatemalan food. Where did they eat Guatemalan food? In the cemetery, right? They ate food in the cemetery. They ate Guatemalan food in the cemetery. They also drank in the cemetery. Did they drink water in the cemetery?
No, they didn't drink water.
No.
What
did they drink in the cemetery?
They drank beer.
They drank
beer.
Who drank beer?
The family drank beer.
The families drank beer. What did they eat?
They ate Guatemalan food.
Guatemalan food. They ate Guatemalan food and drank beer. Did they drink beer or did they drink water?
They drank beer.
They drank beer.
beer
Where did they drink beer?
in the cemetery.
They drank beer
In the
in
cemetery.
the cemetery.
In the cemetery.
When did they drink beer?
They drank beer on November 1st.
November 1st,
The day of
the
the
Day of the Dead. They drank beer. When did they eat?
They
ate
on November 1st.
Right.
The day
on
of the
November
dead.
1st, the Day of the Dead.
Dead.
Did they chat together?
Yes, they chatted
Yes,
together.
they chatted together. Who chatted together?
The family chatted
The
together.
families, of course. The families chatted
Together.
together. When did they chat together?
They chatted together on
Yes,
November 1st.
November 1st,
The day
of
of
the Dead. And people laughed and smiled.
Smile.
In the United States,
And you that.
cemeteries are always somber.
As always somber.
Are cemeteries happy in the United States?
No. The cemetery
No,
is happy.
no, never.
The
Cemeteries aren't happy in the United States. Cemeteries are always somber, sad and serious.
Sad and serious.
Are cemeteries serious in the United States?
Yes.
Yes, they are. In the United States, cemeteries are always somber. They are always serious. In the United States, are cemeteries somber?
Yes.
Or are cemeteries happy?
Cemeteries are
Somber, right?
Always
cemeteries
somber.
are always somber in the United States.
In the United States.
Was the cemetery somber in Guatemala?
No. Cemetery are somber in Guatemala.
It wasn't
The
somber
cemetery
in
are
Guatemala.
happy.
The cemetery wasn't somber in Guatemala.
Wasn't.
But in the United States, cemeteries are always somber. Are cemeteries always somber in Guatemala or in the United States?
In the United States.
In the United States, cemeteries are always somber. Where are cemeteries always somber?
In the United States.
The United States, that's right. In the United States, cemeteries are always somber.
United States. US.
Are they happy?
No, they didn't happy. They
No.
wasn't happy.
They are always somber. Cemeteries in the United States are always somber. Very somber.
Very somber.
We certainly never have festivals or parties next to graves. Do we have parties next to graves?
No, they didn't have.
No, we don't.
We
don't have parties next to graves. Do we ever have parties next to graves?
No, they don't have party next to
we
graves.
never have parties next to graves. Do we ever have parties in restaurants?
Yes.
Yes, we have parties in restaurants. But we never have parties next to graves. Do we ever have parties in houses? Yes, we do. We have parties in houses. But we never have parties next to graves. Do we ever have parties next to graves? No, never. We never have parties next to graves. Where do we never have parties?
Next to grave, we never have
Next to graves.
Next to grave.
We never have parties next to graves. Do we ever? No, never. We never have parties next to graves. Not ever. Never. We don't laugh or play music or fly kites in cemeteries either. Do we laugh in cemeteries usually?
They don't know.
No,
They don't
we
laugh.
don't. We don't laugh
We
in
don't laugh
cemeteries.
to cemetery.
Where don't we laugh?
In the cemetery.
In cemeteries.
In the cemetery.
Okay. I found that I preferred the Guatemalan approach. Did I find that I preferred the American approach? Or did I find that I preferred the Guatemalan approach?
I find just I prefer
The
the
Guatemalan approach.
Guatemalan
I found
approach.
that I preferred the Guatemalan approach. Did I find that I preferred the American approach?
No, I didn't
No,
find
I didn't. I didn't find that I preferred
that I
the American
prefer
approach.
American
I found
approach.
that I preferred the Guatemalan approach. Which approach did I prefer?
I prefer the Guatemalan
preferred
approach.
The Guatemalan approach. Did I prefer the American approach?
No, I didn't prefer the American approach.
Who preferred the Guatemalan approach?
I prefer the
Me,
Guatemalan
AJ.
approach.
I
Prefer
the
the Guatemalan approach.
I found that I preferred the Guatemalan approach. I liked the way they remembered and celebrated those who had passed away. Did they celebrate those who were alive?
No.
No,
Who have
they didn't
passed
celebrate
away.
those who were alive. They celebrated those who had passed away. Did they celebrate those who had passed away? Or those who had become rich?
Who has
They
passed
celebrated
away.
those who had passed away.
They celebrate those who had passed away.
Celebrated those who had passed away.
Guatemalan.
Guatemalans, right? Guatemalans celebrated those who had passed away. When did they celebrate those who had passed away?
On November 1st, the day of the
On
dead.
the day of
the
the
dead.
dead.
November
November
1st.
1st. On the Day of the Dead, November 1st, they celebrated those who had passed away. Who celebrated? The Guatemalans. The Guatemalan families celebrated. Who did they celebrate? They celebrated those who had passed away. I liked that they acknowledged death instead of denying it the way Americans do.
To do.
Who liked that they acknowledged death?
I.
Yeah, me, AJ.
I
Me, AJ. I liked that they acknowledged death.
Acknowledge death.
Did they acknowledge money?
No, they
Or
acknowledge
did
death.
they acknowledge death?
Death. They acknowledge death.
They acknowledged
Death.
death. What did they acknowledge?
Death.
Death. They acknowledged
death.
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 Who acknowledged death?
Guatemalan.
Guatemalans. Guatemalans acknowledged death. Did they acknowledge death or did they acknowledge money?
They acknowledge death.
They acknowledged
Death.
death instead of denying it. Who denies death?
American deny death.
Americans.
Deny death.
Americans deny death. Do Guatemalans deny death?
No.
No, not Guatemalans. Guatemalans don't
deny death.
Americans
deny
deny
death.
death. Do I like that Americans deny death?
No, I don't like American deny
No, I
death.
don't. I don't like it.
I don't like it.
that
I
Americans
don't like this.
deny death. But I like that there is life as well as death in Guatemalan cemeteries. I liked that. Did I like their cemeteries? Yes, I liked their cemeteries.
I like the cemetery.
What did I like?
I like the cemetery.
Their cemeteries, Guatemalan cemeteries. I liked Guatemalan cemeteries. Did I like Guatemalan cemeteries?
Yes,
Or did I like Guatemalan restaurants?
I like the cemetery.
I liked Guatemalan cemeteries. Whose cemeteries? Guatemalans, right? Guatemalan cemeteries. I liked the Guatemalans cemeteries. Guatemalans cemeteries. Whose cemeteries did I like? The Guatemalans cemeteries. I liked.
Bye rồi, tạm biệt các bạn. Bye bye.